Welcome to Wheels and Deals Podcast, sponsored by North Georgia Toyota in beautiful Dalton, Georgia, the ultimate pit stop for all things automotive. Join your hosts, Daniel Gross and Benjamin Ward, guiding you through the exhilarating world of car buying, car facts, and car parts, all while throwing in a dash of insight into the life at a dealership. So buckle up, tune in, and let's hit the road to explore the thrilling journey of Wheels and Deals. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Wheels and Deals, sponsored by North Georgia Toyota. I am your host, Benjamin Ward, alongside with my friend and co-host, Daniel Gross. What's going on, Daniel?
Welcome back to the show, guys. We got a really cool topic today.
Yeah, man. So today's topic, we're doing car buying tips. So, Daniel, we're living in a world of like a hardship of money and all this stuff, but however, we still need sources of transportation to get to and fro to our jobs.
Have to have it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys heard of our last podcast, that I'm down to one car, so I'm down to a car and a scooter to get to places. So, so you have to do what you have to do. So,
Scooter's pretty epic, though.
Yeah, but that was our special guest, Zach. We're actually going to introduce him in a second. But yeah, so Daniel, this is going to be a great show today. So we got two special guests here today. We got Matt from finance and Zach from sales here from our dealership. What's up, guys? Introduce yourselves.
Good morning. I'm Matt.
Hello, I'm Zach.
Now tell a little bit of what you guys do at the dealership before we kind of move forward with the podcast.
Well, I handle your financing, getting you done with the bank and everything, and helping you along your process to make sure we can get you a car or a truck, whatever you're looking for today.
Sounds great. Zach, what do you do?
And I'm everything before that. So when you come into the dealership, I greet you, meet you, say hello, welcome to North Georgia Toyota, and I'll help you find about the car that you want, and just guide you through the process, get all the paperwork together, and then we eventually turn it over to Matt, which he finishes everything up for us. So
sounds good.
Yeah, and basically this whole episode, guys, is to really show you whether you're a first-time buyer, never financed a car before, never bought a car, period, or maybe you've bought 20 cars in your lifetime. You know, people get intimidated by the process, and it's really cool to see, you know, step by step, to arm you guys with tools in your tool belt to be more prepared walking into the dealership to make a business decision, a life decision. So it's cool to have Matt in finance and Zach also here from the sales team to really give you a bird's eye view of buying a car and how it can be beneficial, and give you like tips and tricks along the way. So kick it off, Matt, with giving them a little bit of a background of how you got into the car business, and then Zach can follow up with his. So
Okay.
Go for it.
Well, for several years I was in maintenance, doing electrical, industrial maintenance and stuff, and wanted a career change, and came to North Georgia. They gave me an opportunity. I started on the sales floor, done it 3.5 years, got a promotion is what they told me to finance. So I just enjoy helping people. So this place has really opened my eyes. We've been able to help a lot of people, and it's just not a come buy your car from us. It's come here, let us help you.
Yes.
And that's a good thing for me. I'd rather help somebody as hurt them. And what I've seen here, it's straightforward, it's honest, and it's just been a great place to work.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Zach, now you have a big selling background, so go into detail on how you found us and your experience so far.
Oh, so I was in the sleep industry for over 15 years, and I just kind of got burnt out, wanted a career change, wanted to do something different, and I actually used to do cars down on the Mississippi Gulf Coast with a little privately owned company called Value Drive USA. Did that for a couple of years, and I loved it. It was great. It was a way more exciting experience to buy a car than it was to purchase a mattress, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I had a lot of fun doing that. It seemed like I was helping a lot of people out, you know, especially ones that had, you know, iffy credit, iffy finances, and when they were able to get approved, it was such a great experience, you know. And I just want to get back into that industry. So I actually looked at reviews to find what place I wanted to work for.
Oh, cool.
And so I came across North Georgia Toyota, and I actually worked with Ben,
the
host here.
That's great.
Zach and I actually known each other for nearly 10 years.
Wow,
actually.
that's wild.
It's kind of funny story. I called him up and I said, hey, don't, you know, your father-in-law work for a car dealership? You know,
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, he does. So I said, well, are they hiring? And I didn't know it was Greg Epps. I thought he was just a salesperson. I didn't know it was GM.
Yeah, he's the "Oh Yes We Can" man.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. You know, so I called him up, and I was almost interviewing him, like, you know, how's the culture there, this and that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny, you know. And then I found out who it was, and I was kind of embarrassed by our conversation. But he said, yeah, come over here, did a couple interviews, got in there, and you know what? the reviews weren't exaggerated. Like, this place is it's just so translucent. It's a great place to work for. They really do treat you like family here. Everyone really cares about each other, and they want everyone to succeed. And if I had to send anyone with no experience on buying a car, I would send them here.
Yeah.
Because they just really look after their customer, and the deals are fair. They don't, it's not all about money to them. It's about just getting a customer in, give them a great experience, give them a fair deal on their car, and everyone's happy. I mean, it's really just from start to finish a great experience. So that's why.
Now, asking you another question about the sleep industry, just like the car business, buying a mattress is something you do because, I mean, you spend you had a stat you told me a long time ago about how many hours or years a person spends sleeping.
Oh, it's part of life.
So how important, buying a mattress like buying a car is something you have to have. So it's a big purchase that people don't do every day.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the decision making process is huge, and like having a good salesperson to walk you through, and like what's an average high end mattress go for?
Oh man, high end mattress. I mean, $2,000-$3,000. They get up to $10,000-$15,000.
Wow.
If you really compare it with a bunch of tire base and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean $10,000-$15,000. I mean it's a big decision, and and now we're talking about today is the decision on 30, 40, 50, 60, 80 grand.
Sometimes 100. Depends on give or take.
Yeah.
I think in the past 5 years, it's gone up an average ticket of $10,000. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it depending on what vehicle. I mean, they've definitely gone up.
Yeah.
For sure. So, and yeah, that's kind of what we're here is to walk the customer or potential customers that listen to this podcast, or maybe existing customers, on their next car buying purchase, how we can equip them to be as comfortable and as enjoyable as possible. So, where do you want to start? You want to start on the sales part of it, or you want to start on the finance part, Ben?
Oh, let's talk about sales for one thing. Yeah. So, Zach, if you ever have a customer approach you, what's your spiel on what you do?
Oh, first I just welcome them to the dealership, because they could have went to any other dealership but they chose to come here. So what I typically do is say, welcome to North Georgia Toyota. My name is Zach. And yours, I get their name, because you want to call them by their name. It just makes them feel more comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
And from there on, I definitely want to ask if they've been here before, because we got a great culture around here. So we want to make sure they get to their fellow salesperson that they worked with in the past, And if they haven't, then I just carry on,
Yeah.
I ask a few questions, what are they trying to achieve today? Are you looking to get something, you looking to upgrade, you looking to trade in? Is this your first time buying experience? And just kind of go from there, just walk them through the process, because buying a car can be very confusing.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you start bringing them to this car, they're going to get so confused, and they're not going to buy anything.
Right.
You're just going to waste a bunch of time, So you definitely want to ask the right questions and make sure you get the vehicle that's perfect for their needs. That's for sure.
Yeah, and that's something that Matt has seen. He's been on the sales floor.
Yes.
I've been on the sales floor at other dealerships, but it's something that and customers come up. It seems like they drive up on the lot and they have their boxing gloves on. They've got their full defenses up.
So defensive.
They think we're going to take their wallet out of their pants and drain their bank account and set them up for failure. What a lot of dealerships are like that. Each customer is a number to them. It's a transaction. It's not a relationship. It's different here. So when a salesperson here in North Georgia asks you what we call qualifying questions, it's to help narrow your search down and save your time. So like on a Saturday, the last place that you want to be here is on a car lot, right? And especially if it's raining, if you've just had an accident, if you've got a 15-year-old turning 16 or graduation presents like this time of year, you definitely want to maximize your visit. So that's why we ask that. We don't, from our standpoint to the customer standpoint is we're not trying to get into your life and all the details. We're just trying to make sure that we help you the best we can.
Well, the reason why they're so defensive too, though, is because they've been to some other dealerships that really took advantage of them.
And that's sad.
Yeah, and especially during the time when COVID was around, a lot of dealerships took advantage of people and took advantage of that moment. Just because, cars were a shortage, they really capitalized on that. They were raising price and stuff. That's one thing about North Georgia Toyota. We did not do that.
No.
We didn't take advantage of the situation, didn't take advantage of customers. And, while people were holding resentment to some of these other dealerships, I think they actually appreciate what we did. And now we're one of the busiest dealerships in the area. We're very blessed because of, and it's great, So,
one of the misconceptions is, I heard it a lot on the sales floor, and I've seen a lot of videos, and I'm sure y'all have too, of people going, don't go to a car lot, don't tell them what your monthly payment is, don't do this, don't do that. We're different than other car lots.
Yes.
You come up here, we're going to ask you these qualifying questions to show you what you're looking for. If you come up here and telling us you only want a $400 payment, we're not going to show you a top of the line Tundra.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to get there. Our questions here, because we're straightforward, we don't beat around the bush. Everything's laid out there for you to look at. You make the choice. Our questions are to help you get to where you want to be.
Right.
And it's not to sit here and play games with you. We don't come to work to play games. We come here to help you find your car, get you in your car, and make you happy.
Yeah, the sad thing is, though, when you do come across a dealership that's actually is looking out for your best interest, we have to, they're worried about that, because you tell someone that I'm looking for a $400 a month payment, you qualified for this car at $350. Well, they're going to write that price up and put some addendums on the end of it, or raise the financing charges or do something to get that $400 payment you asked for. And that's why people are scared to do that, But when you come across a dealership, like Matt said, that's actually honest and they want to just help you through the buying process, we need to know that so we don't put you on a truck that's going to be, we don't want to get your hopes up and then all of a sudden it just crashes down,
Right, we want to help you. We want to put you on the car that the payment, if you're looking for that certain payment, we want to put you to that car that's going to get you that certain payment.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, it's the customer's decision whether they buy or not. It's our job to help them find what they're looking for, and that's what we're here to do.
And that's something that while we go through this episode and each point that we've got here is, if you think of something that detail-wise is something that we, like I told Ben, and I think we mentioned it when we had Greg and Eddie on, we get jaded to this whole process. The nature of the beast is we handle large amounts of transactions every day. We sell cars every day. So to the average person, it's a life-changing purchase. They purchase a handful of cars in their entire life. And we do it every day, all day. So stuff that we take for granted, stuff like tips, tricks, details of the process, put that in the show because people really get value from it. Doing the research, we kind of touched on it, but what can a customer do before stepping foot in the dealership to arm yourself with knowledge, research, different makes and models, compare prices, read reviews to determine which car best suits your needs and budget? Any tips that you could do from the inside looking out as far as what we have here? What could a customer do to be better prepared on the research side of things?
Well, one thing, the internet. Got all your information. You can look up anything you want on the internet.
Right.
Yes.
So if we're just going to look at the cars, what are you going to use it for? You have a big family, you single, you're traveling a long way back and forth to work, you need the gas mileage, are you towing? These are things you need to look at because that's what's going to determine what vehicle you're looking for.
Yes.
I mean, if you're driving 3 minutes to work a day, you're not going to be looking for that good gas mileage.
I highly suggest the BZ4X for that one.
Right. and if
Ben loves the BZ.
Yes, I do.
And by the way, check out our video, so plug that real quick.
Yes, so we actually did do a recent test drive Tuesday that we are posting.
Tuesday?
On this coming Tuesday after this podcast, where Daniel's got his first time impression checking out the BZ4X all-electric vehicle.
I'll turn into Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah.
And floor it. Go ahead. Anyway, go ahead.
No, but I'm just saying, if you're one of those folks that drive an hour to work, you're going to be looking for that good gas mileage to save you money in the long run.
Right.
So just do your research, break it down to what's going to benefit your household and benefit your needs. Because once you do that, then you can start shopping, looking for the cars that compare to what your needs are.
Right.
Zach, if you're a mom you're not a mom, but if you're a mom that's 6 months pregnant, what's the, what we call hot button for that customer? What are they most focused on? New baby coming in less than, 3 months. What are they looking for?
I mean, it really just depends. So, I mean, if they got other kids, they might be looking for a third row seat, more room.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, when someone's got a baby on the way, they might be upgrading because the car they have is too small. Maybe they got a little small compact car or a midsize, and they already have another child. So you put another car seat in there. There's no more seats. They're going to have a friend or a birthday party or something to go to eventually, so they're going to need some more room. So
yes,
that's a good candidate for like a Highlander or a Sienna or something of that nature. Just anything with an extra third row seat would be perfect.
And Toyota, the biggest thing that I was thinking of is safety features.
Yes.
So TSS, what are we on, 3.0 now? TSS 3.0?
Yes, 3.0.
So you guys, any one of you guys want to give a rundown of what that is, what TSS even is?
They're pointing back and forth at each other.
Well, they were both on the sales floor. So.
Yeah.
TSS is just your standard safety features by Toyota. So what a lot of people find that are really cool, amazing, is just come standard with a lot of the Toyotas we have out there. With it. So like your lane assist, your pre-collision, your pedestrian crossing. What's that?
Your blind spot.
Your blind spot monitor. Yeah.
That's not standard.
No, it's not.
It is on some vehicles now.
Okay, it's vehicle specific.
Yes, it's vehicle specific.
But something as little as that, blind spot monitors got me out of a couple predicaments. I went to go merge, and I look to my right, and I see that little orange light blink. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, is the car comes zooming by. So it's like, oh, yep, there we go. So
the pre-collision is great.
Yes.
Radar cruise control. Once you take a trip with radar cruise, you literally cannot do without it.
You read my mind. I was about to bring that up just now because I was literally on test drive just a couple days ago, and we set the cruise control over on the Dalton bypass, and we came up on another car, and all of a sudden it just started slowing down.
Incredible.
I'm like, that's amazing. I love that. First time I've seen it in action. So
they got lane departure warning, radar cruise, pre-collision. I think there's pre-collision it brakes for itself. So I'm trying to think of, some have parking sonar front and back. That's an optional feature. Blind spot monitoring, optional feature. Bird's eye view camera, definitely optional, but very nice to have.
Oh yeah.
If you're in Kroger's on a Friday at 5 o'clock, it's crazy. You may not see that buggy that's in your rear quarter panel. So
plus, if your wife always says if you're a bad parker, you can always check the bird's eye view and make sure you get yourself corrected so you don't embarrass yourself.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
One of the best places I use the bird's eye view is when I pick my son up on my day off from school. So all the kids are running out to the parking lot.
Oh yeah.
So when I go to take off, I hit it. I can look at all of my cameras as I'm easing out to make sure there's no kids around.
Yeah,
one of the great safety features with bird's eye view.
Oh yeah, the detail is like amazing. Like when Daniel and I tried out the Land Cruiser recently, we did the bird's eye view. Like we saw like a verbatim of detail of what you can see. There was a piece of trash that flew by. We saw the bag fly right by us. So I was like, that's awesome. Oh my gosh,
it's nuts, dude.
Crazy.
Yeah, and that's something that we ask on an online customer too, is when somebody says, hey, I'm comparing Corollas and I also want to look at Tacomas, that's when we know we need to ask some more questions, because it's like, what are we trying to accomplish? How many people in your family? What do you do on the weekends? How far do you drive? Do you have a long commute, a short commute? Do you go off-road on the weekends? Do you hunt? Do you fish? That's the kind of stuff that we're asking guys, and that's it's to make sure that, number one, you like the vehicle you're paying for, and number two, you're happy with us because we didn't steer you to the wrong vehicle. So that's kind of the research can play a huge role into it. And sometimes you can do it on your own. Sometimes you need us to help you, because like right now there is no like for the older clientele we get, they always ask for brochures. There is no physical brochure anymore on a vehicle. It's all online. So if you're the kind of person that's visual and likes to touch and feel and drive, then come test drive. Come test drive 5 or 6 vehicles. If we have them here. If we don't, we'll make do with a track car or a used car. We'll do whatever we have to. But research is huge. Do number 2. Somebody do number 2.
All right. So we're gonna do set the budget. I think we're gonna mix up the next topic of set the budget and consider your finance options.
That's kind of 2.
That's a 2-to-1 option there. So I guess I'm gonna tell you this from like my personal experience when it comes to this. Like I would kind of. Since we're having the topic of cars, but we're also talking about setting budgets, let's talk about like the housing market as well.
Yeah.
So like,
it's crazy.
Consider right do your research, how the size of your family and what your lifestyle is for even the house that you move into as well, and what is feasible for all that. So when my wife and I bought our first home in 2020, we got it at the right time with all those interest payments and all that.
Just in time.
But we moved into a small condo. But we only got one kid and one kid only. And we don't really plan to have any more now. So whatever, I don't know yet. But but anyway, just like our condo is just the perfect size for the 3 of us. And it was dirt cheap when we bought it. But we also had a budget that for our mortgage of what we're looking for.
Yes.
So you have to set the budget and consider the financial options of like what Matt said. Like if you're looking for like a $400 payment a month or $350 payment a month, you're not going to get the Tacoma. You're not going to get the Sequoia. You're going to have to probably go to the used car route or whatever needs to be rotated in our inventory.
Yeah. The
kind of route right there. So it's always, you got to consider setting the budget of what you have and then making those payments. Or if you want to go the Dave Ramsey route, I know people may agree or disagree with that man, but he is right about one thing: save up your money, pay it in cash, and be done with it. Yeah. So either of those routes you have to go to. So that's just my personal experience.
What's your guys' idea?
Yeah, what's your?
Well, I mean, hey, if you can save the money and you can pay cash, that's great.
Yes.
Not all of us can do that.
Right.
So I mean, that's why there's other options out there for the ones that can. I mean, you got one in college like I do at home, you can't save as much as you used to.
No, you have to go to those payment routes.
Right.
Exactly.
So we go to the payment route. The good thing here is we have several options.
Yes.
We can help you any way we can. And if your credit qualifies you, and we can get you finance, we're happy to. But if you got your money saved up and you come in, you want to buy a car, we're going to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our job's to help, and that's what we do here. I say that a lot, but I really believe this is what this place does is we just help people.
Yeah.
I like it. Zach, what do you got? Any thoughts on budget, financing?
I mean, I would definitely say finance something. So just a little, even if it's just a little bit portion of it, because that's the biggest mistake a lot of people do when they retire. Everything's paid for. They have no bills.
Yeah.
And then your credit, you work so hard your whole life to build up. So in case you have a sudden emergency, you don't have the cash for
Takes
it.
a dive.
It takes a dive. So even if it's just $7,500 or $8,000 or something like that, I'd still finance a small portion of it just to keep your credit line going. Because to achieve maximum credit, for what I understand, you have to have a car payment, auto loan out, and a mortgage payment out to achieve that 800 plus credit rating.
Yeah.
You know, so even if it's just a small amount, I would consider financing something, you know, just keep your credit going and building it up, you know. I mean, $7,500 a month. I mean,
that's something we'd go over with you here. If you know, if we look, if we seen your credit and that stuff, we're gonna give you our recommendation.
Yes.
Of course.
And what you do with it is up to you. We're just here to guide you.
Yeah.
Exactly, yes.
And also look at it from the point of view of, we used to have high school classes that came through on like a field trip of how do, as a high school kid going to college, if I need to finance a vehicle, what can I equip myself with knowledge wise if I've never financed a vehicle before? If I'm a kid, you know, what kind of details that go into that? First time, even if you're not a kid, maybe you're a college guy or a grown man, you've never financed a vehicle before, what can I equip myself with from you guys' perspective? Like, what do I need to prepare myself for? What am I looking at? First time buyer program.
First time buyer program. First thing we need to do is you need some money.
Yes.
You're going to need some money down. If you don't have some money down, we're going to need a good co-signer. Just to help you get started.
That's good.
I mean, there's the options are there. I mean, money down always helps. Co-signer helps. You got to get started somewhere. So you got to be prepared to know that, hey, I've never done this before. I may need some help. Don't be ashamed to take help. If somebody's offering to help you, help them. If you've got some money down, got it saved up, that's great, because that's another part of the help process.
Is a good rule of thumb to have 10% down still, or is it more now since everything's a little bit financing side?
It all depends. If you're a zero credit score, of course, the more you have down, the better.
Sure.
So, but if you've already established, mom and dad's helped you out, or you've went out and got some credit cards and you've got some credit established, you may not be required to have as much down.
Yeah.
So every case is different. I mean, but you know, money down or a good cosigner is always a good, reliable source.
And questions that I've been asked is, you know, can I just use my trade-in as money down? Absolutely. Can you use just straight up cash or check or whatever? Yeah. But you can use your trade and not have to put extra money down. We don't care how you get there. Money down helps, and the more qualified the cosigner is,
the better.
Can help you too.
Yes.
Yeah. And roughly every $1,000 down is what, $20-25 in payment?
Close.
Roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so-
That's a good rough estimate.
Yeah, so when you're putting $1,000 down as a first-time buyer, if you're trying to wrap your mind around, okay, I'm financing a car, this is what I'm looking at, I'm trying to get this payment, instead of trying to, you know, I always call try to pull money out of, there's nothing there to pull from. Like if you're trying to buy a $40,000 Tacoma and it's discounted, now it's $39,000, and your trade's only worth so much, that's as much as you've got. I mean, you kind of hit a brick wall, so the customer has to come up with, maybe you need a little bit more down, or maybe you need to wait, or maybe you go to a different vehicle.
Right. Well, that's what I was about to say. A lot of people, when you come in for a first-time buyer, you got to think of it as if, would you loan this person money yourself?
Yeah. That's how the bank looks at it.
Yes. If you come in here wanting to borrow $60,000 and you've never borrowed money, the bank's going to tell you no. That's the same if I walked up to you and you didn't know who I was and I said, hey, let me borrow $10,000. You're going to look at me like I'm crazy.
Let me hold some of that green money.
Right. So, I mean, you got to put it in the bank's perspective as well. You know, hey, I may have to start it on a lower vehicle. I may have to start on something I didn't want, but I can get something to get me back and forth to where I need to be. Good program here. After 13 months, if you get financed with Toyota, 13 months, you're going to see your credit go up. Then you can come back and see us, and as long as you've done what you needed to do, you probably can step up into the next level of vehicle. So if you start on a Corolla, the next one may get you a Camry.
Yes.
But it all depends on how you've done during that process.
Right.
I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people come in, first-time buyers, and they want that 1794 or 1790, whatever, you know, Tundra, fully maxed out platinum. And I'm like, man, look, you have to start somewhere. You know, and see these people driving these nice cars and stuff like that. They don't understand that it took years for them to get to that level. You know, they started somewhere, they worked their way up, you know. And I think that's one of the big things that people don't understand, you know, especially first-time buyers who not experienced of buying cars or anything like that, you know. You have to start somewhere, like Matt said, and 12 to 14 months later, start out with a Corolla, just something to establish credit, establish your automobile credit, because the banks like to see consistency and history. I've seen people come in who establish credit, but they're first-time buyers and still get declined or need a co-signer because they have no history of automobile purchase or finance or anything like that. And the bank just wants to see somebody with some credit history, just to co-sign with you.
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest things that people don't think about. You have to start somewhere. You don't go to a marathon and just start running. You train, and you got to start walking first, then you jog, then you run. So Corolla, Camry, then Tundra. What I'm saying? Something like that. You got to work your way up.
Yeah, the only person born with perfect credit was Jesus. So everybody else had to earn theirs.
Yeah.
All of that ties back into doing your research.
Exactly.
Yeah. There is so much stuff online that you can do your research on all of this.
Yes.
So, be prepared.
Yeah, right. and also, people don't realize, like, your car credit, your bureaus that they pull from, there's more than just, it's made up. It's like, I tell people when they call the store and they say, hey, I've been doing this and this. I said, well, your car credit is made up of job history, past payment history, how long you lived at your house, all of this stuff. It's like baking a cake for somebody's credit. It's not just your score. Because, say, a 620, and if you take two 620s, a John and an Adam, they could be completely different 620s with their history.
Yes.
And how they got there. One guy could be on the way up. One guy could have been 850 that's back down to a 620. So you never know until and it helps us have more information to help you better.
Right.
To buy the vehicle. So
that's the way anything is. The more information you got, the better decision you're going to make.
Yep.
Yeah. And the more investment you have in the vehicle helps too.
Yeah,
especially as a first-time buyer. You've come in to buy a car and you've got $500 down, and you're looking at a $40,000 vehicle. You don't have a lot of skin in that. A lot of skin in that game. So they look at that. Now, if you're coming in with $5,000 down, they're like, okay, this guy.
He's serious.
He's serious. He's giving a large chunk of money. You're not going to let just $5,000 walk. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, you're not going to just throw that money away and not pay your bill.
Yeah.
You just give a $5,000. Now, $500, a couple months later, you done got your money's worth, you know what I'm saying? So banks that's likely to prove something like that.
True.
So always, if you're a first time buyer, just try to save as much as you can.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess it goes along hand in hand for do your research of like a test drive multiple cars. So not just all the money buying and all that good stuff, but
Yes.
it's very crucial to understand test driving different vehicles. Like I guess in Transformers when Bernie Mac said the Shia LaBeouf characters like the driver don't pick the car picked the driver.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
That's right.
That's true.
Right.
So it's more like I'm actually starting to like Camrys a lot. So like I kind of feel a connection with the Camrys as I'm driving. It's like,
The new Camry is sweet.
Oh yeah, it's really cool. Check out our test drive Tuesday of the 2025 Toyota Camry Sports Edition or SE.
SE.
Really awesome car. Definitely check that out. But there's like you might find it's kind of weird because back in history you had horses. Like
Yeah.
those are the cars back then. There was there was a connection between man and horse. And it's kind of weird that cars are inanimate objects, but with the growing technology and the work that you put in it, the car kind of becomes part of you. So it's really weird to kind of put that kind of mindset. But you also that's why it's so important to test drive a car that you connect with, about doing your research and how much you're willing to spend for that connection.
I guarantee you both of y'all have heard this, and I've heard this. Oh, I don't need to test drive it. I drove one before. I drove one before. Okay, guys, do you realize these things are made by men? Men are imperfect. So these things don't come out of a magic machine that carbon copy this Corolla and this Corolla. They may both be LEs, but, I mean, obviously, you make your customers drive the car they're going to buy.
Right.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so you're not purchasing this VIN number, and you said you drove it. Well, this is a completely different VIN number. You need to drive it, too. So I just, one of those common customer, we call it like objections, but, test drive the vehicle you're going to buy, guys. They're not all the same.
Well, my analogies are weird. I have some weird ones, Gal.
Yeah, go for it.
So, it's simple. I look at things, I try to look at it simple. If I had 3 sodas out here and I took the labels off of them,
Yeah.
and you're wanting one, you don't know which ones they are you going to want to taste one before you give me your money? Or are you just going to give me your money and take what's on the table?
That's a good way to look at it.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's your money. You're fixing to make a big purchase.
Right.
They say it's the second biggest purchase you'll make in your life.
Yeah.
House being the first one, car being the second one. If you don't know what you want to spend your money on, something's wrong. I can't understand it. I want to know what I'm fixing to spend my money on.
That's right.
I'm not going to give you the money and just take whatever's laying out there.
That's why I'm driving a scooter, not a moped.
But and you need to drive them. You need to make sure that's what you want, because if you're not happy making that payment every month or paying that one-time cash payment, you're going to be trading in a few months.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you need to make sure that's what you want before you do it.
But this also could be a double-edged sword right here, though, because this falls back in doing your research and the salesperson asking enough questions. Because if you start test driving multiple cars, you're going to get so confused, you're not going to accomplish what you came here to accomplish.
That's true,
You're not going to buy any car. You're going to be so overwhelmed by all the different options and the way the different cars handle. So this goes back into doing your research. Make sure you find a car before you go to the dealership that you think that will serve your needs.
Yeah.
And this definitely falls on the salesperson to ask the right questions.
Yes.
Because I had this one customer come in just last week. He said, okay, I want to test drive a Camry, I want to test drive a Highlander, and I want to test drive a Sequoia.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, we got to slow down here.
That's a variety right there.
Yeah, you went from 30,000 to 50,000 to 80,000.
That's wild.
Yeah, so like
3 different vehicles.
Yeah, totally different vehicles.
Yes.
And 3 different financial brackets there, too.
Yes, exactly. So that's when you slow down and say, look, what are you trying to accomplish here? Are you upgrading, or what? Do you got in mind of what your monthly payment wants to be? Because if you tell me $500 a month, we're canceling out the last 2 already. Boom, you know what I'm saying? Because $80,000 car is almost triple that. So
that's why you get so many stereotypes. You see all this stuff on the internet, the videos and stuff with, if the dealer asks you this, don't do that, don't do that.
Yes.
And that goes back to all of this.
You got to love those experts.
Yes, we hear it. We've all heard the horror stories from other dealerships.
Yes.
And we're not like other dealerships.
No, we're not.
No.
If we ask you the question, it's because we want to help you get to where you want to go.
Exactly.
So, just bear with us.
That's right.
Yeah, and we not only want to sell you a car, we want to sell your friends, your family. We want to sell you all of your cars.
Yes.
So it's not a one-time deal here.
I want to be your car guy for life.
Yeah, that's it.
Even if you just have a question, I want you to have someone that you trust. Mm-hmm. And it may not even be a Toyota. It may be something else. Maybe you want to purchase something else. But at least you have someone in the industry that you can trust to call and get advice from.
That's right.
And that's what I want to be for that person.
That's why it's really important. Once again, I want to keep bringing this up to our viewers, our listeners. If you have a Toyota you purchased here at North Georgia Toyota, take advantage of Toyota Care.
Yeah.
Because other than getting all the perks alongside with the Toyota Care, you have the access to not just your parts and service people that you can talk to here. You got salesmen all over the floor just waiting to answer your questions.
Yes.
And who knows, while you're sitting down waiting for your car to be serviced, you're like, you know what? I think it might be an inquiry for a new car while I'm here. And I know all these great salespeople from the last experience I had here.
Yeah.
So
That's
what I'm
exactly
here.
right.
Yeah.
Well, just something I do in the finance now. When they leave, I tell them, hey, when you come back for service, come say hey. If your salesman's not here and you got a question, come find me. We'll find somebody to help you. If we can't find nobody, I'll do the best I can.
That's right.
Come see us. That's what we're here for.
Well, I remember an old commercial of Greg and Eddie's. You could probably find it on YouTube. It's called CCC. It's not the car collision care, but it's a different kind of CCC. It's called Call, Click, or Come and See Us.
Yeah.
Like, look up our number, call us, or go on our website, click on whatever you want to look at, or come on by and see us. It's the other set of CCCs that we apply here as well.
And what a lot of people don't understand, with all the new technology is just growing, y'all. That's just the way it's been.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all would not believe how many people, and I know the other listeners wouldn't either, come back every week because they have a question about the technology. Technology is so overwhelming. You got a question, come back and see us. We'll sit down back in the car and go over with you again.
That's right.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, these cars have more tech in them than what got them into the moon the first time.
Yes.
It's crazy to think about, but it's true. So what are the other stuff customers need to keep in mind, when you do make a purchase? What all encompasses in those numbers that you're looking at?
A lot. A lot.
Yeah.
Title.
We go back to the first time buyer. You're getting insurance for the first time.
Yeah.
On your own.
Scary.
Guess what? It's going to be a little higher. It's higher than what mom and daddy's paying.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, when I got it on my own, it was the same amount as my car payment. My car payment when I had insurance on my own was $350. My insurance was $355 a month.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I had to pay that.
That was back in the 50s.
But you got to consider all of that. He's smart, Alec. But those are things
You're old enough to be his father.
Those are things that you do have to consider, though. I mean, because you look, there's $700.
Oh yeah.
That's $700, not including gas.
Yeah.
Not including maintenance. Mm-hmm. You know, that's a lot.
And something that Toyota helps on is having all of the safety features built in does help you.
Yes.
And it's vehicle dependent too. Like if you buy a GR86, the sports car, or a Supra, obviously, if you buy a Sienna, maybe a little less. You know,
Right.
so.
Oh, and the 2-year free maintenance you get with the new Toyota.
Yes.
That helps a lot too. A lot of
That's
people won't
huge.
account for
Toyota
that,
care.
yeah.
Do you want to go into details of what you get?
Well, actually, yeah, the 2-year free maintenance. You know, you get your tire rotations, your oil changes for 2 years, 25,000 miles.
Yeah.
Every 5,000 is a tire rotation. Every 10 is an oil change.
Yeah.
And
They also check for recalls. They top your
Yes.
fluids off.
That's right.
they top fluids off, all your general maintenance.
They do an inspection every
Don't you
time.
get 2 key fob replacements if they were lost or broken or stolen or something like that? I knew there's one kind of Toyota Care, something like that.
There's a service contract that
A service contract,
if you
that's
want to
right.
extend your maintenance so you lock in today's prices,
Yes.
that you can do that, and it comes with a key fob replacement, one per year, up to $400.
See, that's great. You know,
Yeah.
little perks like that. You know, I always tell people, especially with the service contracts, you get the 3-year, 36, 36,000 mile
That's
comprehensive
the basic warranty. Yeah.
That covers your electronics,
Yeah, that's
your
your
AC,
warranty
stuff
from
like
the
that.
Toyota.
Finish on your seats,
Yeah.
electronics.
5-year, 60
Powertrain.
powertrain. I
That's
always
for
tell
free.
people-
That comes with the car.
Yeah, it just comes with
Yeah.
the car. You know, you get roadside assistance. You get a 5-year paint protection plan. Which is great. It starts to peel, bubble, rust, or anything like that.
Yeah.
You get that. I always tell people, if you got the means to do it, why not extend the 2-year maintenance out? You could extend it out to 8 years if you like. You
Yeah.
know, and I'd much rather you can save a few $100 by doing that. That's maintenance you're going to do anyway.
That's it. Yeah.
So why not? You know what I'm saying? If I can save some money on something I'm going to do anyway, that's coming out of pocket no matter what, for the next 8 years, I'm good. I don't have to worry about the general maintenance of my car, which is wonderful.
Yes.
And, for the 3-year or 5-year, service contracts, I'd much rather pay a few extra dollars a month now
Oh, yeah.
rather than 3 years, 36,000 1 mile later, something we're having a computer system.
Yes.
Would I be able to just come out of pocket $4,000 or $5,000 to replace that? That's
Oh, yeah.
a lot harder hit on you than just a few extra dollars a month.
What is something in the business office that if I wanted to be super protected, what's some details of some? Now you have to go over pricing, but what's some of the products that we offer for customers?
Well, we offer a service contract that'll cover all your electronics.
Wow.
I'm talking all of them: backup cameras, sensors, radio, air conditioning, the motors that even roll your windows up and down.
Wow.
And you can get that for 10 years.
Dang.
Wow.
So
10
for
years.
10 years, 120,000 miles, you don't have to worry about the car. Then you have the maintenance upgrade to cover your maintenance. All you're doing is locking in today's prices. If anybody's seen inflation, they ain't doing nothing but going up.
Oh yeah.
Then we have road hazard. Our road hazard plan here even covers your wheels.
Really?
Not just
Wow.
tires.
Like if you curb rash them and stuff like that.
Yes, we can even do curb rash. But so let's say you hit potholes. I don't know if anybody's from Chatsworth, but if you go down in the right-hand lane in Chatsworth, you're going to hit about 30 on north or south. But let's say you hit one and it messes the wheel and the tire up.
Oof.
It will replaces your wheel.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Does anybody know how much a wheel costs nowadays?
Oh yeah. Now you talking about the tire too?
And the tire.
Oh wow. So you're fully covered wheel and tire.
Yes.
If you get that contract. Yeah.
Yes.
And
then
the good part about our products is they're covered at Toyota stores,
they're
right?
Toyota back.
Toyota backed, yeah. So you're not buying it from an XYZ warranty company. This is a really good product. We're not going to sell you some crap that you're not going to be covered in.
Yeah, it's not a fourth or fifth party contract. This is backed by Toyota.
That's cool.
Now, Matt, what if they were to trade the car in after purchasing a contract or something like that?
If they have anything left, then we can roll it over onto the new car.
See, that's great. Yeah, see, that's another
sweet.
that's another perk right there. A lot of people don't understand that. It's like if you don't use it, you don't lose it kind of type thing.
Right.
So that's another good perk to get it too. If you need it, it's there. But if you do decide to trade your car in, you get a little prorated amount rolled over. So
I like it. Walk us through, A to Z, North Georgia Toyota. What does the buying process look like? What can somebody expect from the word, hi, my name's Zach, all the way to they're putting the first mile on their car driving out of here? What does that process look like?
You want to start that, Zach?
go ahead. But I thought we already did. Amazing. That's what the process.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Spectacular.
Yeah, spectacular.
Breathtaking.
All right, I'll walk you through it. So let's say you pull up Saturday morning. You're going to see a salesman out there.
Mm-hmm.
One of them's going to come up and introduce herself to you, ask you if you've been here. If you have, we're going to get you to the next salesman. So let's say you've already talked to Zach.
Yes.
Zach's going to get you. He's going to ask you some questions, going to lead you to the cars that you're looking for. break everything down. We're going to come in. We're going to show you some numbers. If the numbers look like there's something that you're interested in, we're going to go the next step. We're going to pull your credit, get you approved with a bank, show you the payment. You're happy. You're done.
I'm glad you said that, because a lot of places, they like to pull credit immediately.
That's right.
And there's no reason for that. If you got anybody who wants you to sign something,
Yes.
before you even test drove a car, be
Yeah.
hesitant about that. They're probably having you sign a credit application. You just don't realize it.
That's right.
Just giving them permission to pull your credit. So that's one thing you really got to watch out for when you go to some of these dealerships. Now, us here, we don't do that. We'll sit there. We'll make sure we find the right car for you. We'll show you the outdoor price, tag, title, registration, taxes. Before we do credit or any kind of financing, we want to make sure you're comfortable with the price out the door first. That's one thing I love about North Georgia Toyota that a lot of dealerships don't do.
Yeah, that's really good.
And see, that comes back to the questions.
Yes.
We ask the right questions.
Yes.
And if we don't get the answers, and you know, we ask you what kind of payment range you're looking in, and it don't matter. It don't matter. Payment don't matter to me. Well, we bring you inside after you've looked at a car you want, and we set you down. And you see the payment's $800. You go, oh no, I only wanted $350. That's the question. That's why we have a process here. So we just help us help you.
And the same for a cash buyer. Instead of coming out of pocket $45,000, put 20 down, get a crazy good payment, and keep your money in your bank.
Yeah,
That's an option too. So I mean,
They're
I tell
paying
that
crazy money on CDs right now.
That's exactly
Yeah.
That's right. So my envision of the North Georgia Toyota experience is whether they come in from online and they're kind of already one step ahead of the game, or they're a fresh, what we call a fresh customer on the lot that a customer greets. You're going to get greeted. You're going to get qualifying questions to help steer you in the right direction. You're going to get to test drive a vehicle immediately. You're going to get a good experience, the full vehicle walk-around experience there. You're going to come inside to a nice, beautiful showroom. You're going to have snacks. You're going to have waters. You're going to have nice seats.
Snacks.
Yeah,
Dalton.
snacks. Yeah, and we're bringing the popcorn.
Yes, we're bringing some shifts in our customer service experience.
We actually we just installed brand new leather seating in the entire showroom, so you've got brand new comfortable chairs, nice clean facility. You're going to get to talk to managers. You're going to be very comfortable about your buying experience. You're going to go over all the details with someone like Matt, Maria, or Chad Saylor in the finance business office. You're going to go over all the products that you could purchase if you would like to, protection plans, service contracts, all that good stuff. Once you're comfortable there and done, you're going to have all your paperwork, a drive-out tag. Then you're going to go to the delivery bay with Christian, our product specialist, that's going to pair your phone, answer all your tech questions. If you need to reschedule that too, you can come by and see Christian any day of the week too. Yeah, come by and see him. He'll help you with tech questions, and then you'll drive your car home after it's detailed and fueled up. What am I missing?
One thing.
No, you're missing one thing. So before you leave, after
Yeah.
you've seen Christian and everything, we are going to take you back to our service department.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
and we
Eddie
are gonna
Burger's going to slay me on that.
I know.
And we are going to show you
Yes.
where you pull in. If it's late in the afternoon, we don't have nobody in service. We're still going to take you back there and show you where you pull in.
Yes.
Yes.
Show you where the advisors are so you can meet them. So when you come in for your first service, you're not coming in going, "Where do I go? What do I do? What happened?"
That's
Yeah.
the biggest thing right there that people say they don't know what to do after they purchase the car.
That's true.
So
Right.
I'm so glad we started doing that. We bring you back there. We show you the bays you pull into. An ASM or service advisor will come out and greet you, get you checked in.
Mm-hmm.
We'll introduce you to the cashier. If you ever want to buy some parts, accessories, show you where that's at. And that way you got a good idea of when you do come back for your first service. You know what to do. You know where to go. And a lot of people before that were kind of lost. So.
And we're going to show you where the coffee pot is and all the
most
coffee.
The
important thing,
restroom.
The restrooms,
snacks.
where
Anything
the
you need
waiting
while you're
lounge
here, we
is.
got you. And this whole process takes place in about 120 minutes, roughly.
From start to finish,
About 2 hours in a perfect environment when we're not slammed.
Right.
Obviously, and we're going to tell you ahead of time, like, hey, it's Saturday, it's 3 o'clock. We've got a bunch of people here. We're going to help you. But we're just going to work you in as quickly and as efficiently as we possibly can.
I'm even trying to make a video based on the car buying experience. JD and I wrote a script for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know when we're going to do it. Just going to find some volunteer actors to do it. But
Look, just go trade your scooter in. We'll do it
I might
I'll be
actually
your
put the scooter
salesperson
in.
now. I'll be your finance guy. There you go.
Yep, that's exactly right.
And touching on what Daniel said, if we're covered up, the process may be changed. You may go get your car delivered and go all your electronics first, get showed service before
Yes.
you come to finance, just so we can help you don't stay here as long. We're going
Yes.
to try to get you in and out as fast as we
Be
can.
as efficient as possible.
That's right.
Yeah.
this whole episode that we're doing today, I don't know if anyone, our listeners or watchers are King of the Hill fans. I remember that.
Bobby.
I remember there's a particular episode that I think Hank wanted to take Bobby to show him his favorite car dealership, and the salesman he has, like he's loyal to, like always gives him the same exact price he buys the car.
Oh my gosh, I need to go watch that.
It's a funny episode.
I got one shout out.
What's up, man?
Yeah, go ahead.
My little girl, Athena Ichampaluso, just turned 5 years old today.
All right,
Happy birthday.
Happy
Happy
I just want
birthday.
to say happy birthday to you, Athena. I love you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And
That's
that
cool.
you'll be home later to
To celebrate.
celebrate. Yes.
Oh, of course. That's awesome.
Has anybody else got any last minute tips? Anything you could give a new car buyer that would help them? Anything at all? Pull a rabbit out of the hat. Any last words of advice? Matt's thinking deeply.
Go to North Georgia Toyota. Ask for Zach.
Yeah.
That's right.
Be willing to listen.
Yeah.
First time car buyers, be willing to listen when you come see us. We're just here to help. Just listen to it. We're going to try to guide you the best possible way. If you buy a car, we're going to shake your hand here. If you do not buy a car, we're going to shake your hand.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's just be willing to listen. We're going to try to help you.
Do not be afraid to answer our questions. That's one of the biggest things because they've been so jaded by these other dealerships
Yes.
that took advantage of that. Here at North Georgia Toyota, we're asking questions to benefit you. We just want to get have the best experience possible, get you through the process, and we don't want to waste your time. We don't want to have you test drive something you know you can't afford, that's not fitting your needs. Just give us an honest answer as possible about whatever questions we ask. We're doing it to benefit you, not to hurt you. That's the main thing, right?
And
there.
don't be scared to ask questions.
Yes, please ask questions because that we might forget to mention something.
That's it.
So bring the questions to us too. Ask us questions about finance, about cars. About anything that we could do to help you. Please ask. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And my last thing is give us the opportunity. It really sucks when you talk to a customer and they're like, you guys didn't have this or that, and they didn't even reach out or anything. Give us a chance. Give us a chance to work for you. That's what we're here for. Give us a chance.
Units.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing we didn't touch base on. If we don't have it here on the lot, we get allocation twice a month.
Yep.
The first 15th of every month. So we've got stuff coming in.
That's right.
One thing. And a lot of places want you to put down a large sum of money, like $2,000 or more. For $500, you could reserve a car for you. If you know what you want, you've done your research, and hey, this is what I want. I've done test drove one. I just can't find one anywhere to buy, or something
Yep.
like that. You come here and put a deposit one in transit.
That goes towards the car. That's not a
Yes.
fee. That's not
No,
an
it's
extra
not a
thing.
fee.
That's just a $500 down payment on the car, and then
Reserve it.
marks it sold in your name. Easy.
Yes.
That's all I got, Ben. What do you got? Closing remarks?
No, I really have nothing else to say, but everyone, thank you so much for listening in for another edition of Wheels and Deals, sponsored by North Georgia Toyota. There are great ways to stay connected and subscribe to. Be sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, Instagram, and our X account, aka Twitter.
Yeah.
So I post things on there to get links to our podcast. So we are on Spotify, Google Podcasts. I think we're also on iTunes or Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
So something like that. So other great ways to listen to us here. And anything else, folks, please leave in the comments or email us or get a hold of us. We'll be happy to help you or whatever we can do. Now, Matt,
Go
do
ahead,
you have
Matt. You
something
got
else?
anything? Yeah.
That's up to y'all, but why don't you ask the customers if they want to hear a topic?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Comments.
We love feedback.
Yeah, we
let
love
us know you
feedback.
heard the episode.
Comment if you got a topic that you'd like to learn a little bit more about. Maybe we can, or maybe y'all can.
Oh, yeah. Really, that's
Help 'em out.
definitely most things. Leave the comments for
and
sure.
also, we're on the edge of Memorial Day weekend. So
Yes.
thank you to all the veterans who served and to
Yes.
all
Yes.
the veterans that didn't come home and their families. The sacrifice we would not be sitting here today having this podcast without you guys. So
Yes.
don't
you for your
forget
service.
don't forget why Memorial Day is there. It's not just a holiday. It's a very important day in American history. So
That's very much so. As we're airing this podcast on Memorial Day, Monday.
Awesome.
So, yep,
Check it
as
out.
you're getting on your drive, enjoying your time at the pool, whatever that indicates your day today for this Memorial Day, just enjoy it. Be with your family, be with your friends, and remember those who have died to protect us in this great country of America.
that's all I got. Catch you on the next one.
See you
for
guys
having us.
later.